Hey everybody, I'm making another video, and this one is going to spark some interest with you. You are going to love it. I want to keep my sage burning here because every time I make a video, I start choking, don't I? So we're just going to light some sage, kind of burn it around us, and I'm going to continuously keep it burning the whole time I'm talking. Alright, so today, I was compelled to argue with a few people because I got tired of them saying how much Biden has been helping heal this country. But yet, not one of them could mention what exactly it was that he did that is healing the country. So this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some of this stuff. Now, I'm going to tell you why they can't tell you what he's done that's so wonderful, but they'll just tell you that he's doing a wonderful job. Because the media hasn't had anything wonderful to say yet of something that he's done. Nothing. All they can tell you about is all the executive orders. But yet not one of them is producing anything that will encourage jobs, will expand life of anyone, that saves anybody's life, that does anything remarkable. Everything is negative. When you're brainwashed, you're told to say what you're supposed to say. You can't think for yourself. And these people don't realize it, that they're brainwashed, that they're possessed. Remember, we've talked about this before. You can be possessed and not know it. So they'll attack you instead of answering a question. Instead of saying, when I say, what has Joe Biden done yet that's saving this planet, that's really helping people, they should be able to say, well, he started this foundation, or he started this thing within the government, and they're going to go in within the next 120 days, and they're going to clean the water in this town, and they've got everything together, they got all the volunteers, it's going to be wonderful. Then I'd say, okay, that's a great thing. Can't say it. Joe Biden is going to start this task force, and they're going to go in, and they're going to get all of this out. They can't say that. They can't tell you anything that Joe Biden is going to do that's great, because the media hasn't said anything like that. So they don't know what to say. So they say, "Oh, you're anti-Christian, and you're crazy, and I'm not going to argue with you. I don't have time. I have a life, and you just go on. You're silly and whatever. I don't care." They try to get out of it because they don't have an answer. Because if they had an answer, they'd answer you. Someone asked me, "What has Trump done?" Well, he's tried to end human trafficking, and he's had multiple arrests under his administration. What has Trump done that's benefited this country? He actually started getting a border wall built that is eliminating people crossing illegally, that's saving lives. Not just the lives of the people here on this side of the country, but the lives on the opposite side, because now people cannot drag their children through the woods, through people's property, injuring the lives of these small children, because now they have to go through points, and they have to have paperwork, and when they're there, they're given food and water and help. Before, they just were going all over the place and people couldn't find them. They get lost. You see what I'm saying? I can give you an answer, and I can explain it. They can't do that. Ask anyone who's a Democrat that voted for Biden, and they cannot give you an answer like I just did. Try me. Message me on Facebook. Find me on MeWe. Leave me a message here. Ask me, what has Trump done that's saving this country? And I will give you a different answer each time, because he's done so much. Ask me what Biden is doing for this country. Something good. Now, we're not going to say anything bad, because I have lots of that one. But ask me something that Biden's doing good for this country. I can't give you an answer, because there's nothing. Nothing. Okay? All right. So now that we've put that argument to end, and I wanted to point that out this morning, I had two different people come at me, and not either one of them together, that's two brains together, could not come up with an answer. They just quit talking to me. You know who you are, because I'm going to make sure this video gets posted on that feed. You know who you are. You couldn't give me one answer, could you? Because you don't have one. And you don't understand it. So that's what you're doing. It's like taking a cross, and you're like, oh, you're about to die because I'm putting a cross in your face. You don't have an answer. You're trying to get away from me. So you attack me instead of standing up to me and stepping forward because you can't do it. That's why Trump supporters can stand their ground and can step forward and say with the utmost confidence because they have an answer and they have all the evidence to stand behind them and prove it. You, my friends, who are Biden supporters, don't have that, but you don't realize it. So right now, you're changing this. You're turning this off. Go away, cat. You don't want to argue. You don't want to listen to it because you don't have any evidence. You don't have any proof. You have nothing to stand by you. You can't pick it up and take it with you because you have nothing. I've got everything. I got everything. Every Trump supporter has everything that they need. You don't have it. You should be asking yourself why. Why hasn't the media said one good thing about Biden? Wait a second. He's done all these executive orders. Aren't one of them helping? Oh, you're going to say, oh, he changed abortion, so now the government funds abortions and we can have an abortion. All right, you think that's a good thing. Have you read the 10 Commandments? I posted them. Did you read them? Did you see, thou shalt kill their unborn child? Thou shalt drink the blood of small children to make self look younger. Did you see that? Was there 12 commandments and Moses only posted 10? Was there 20? And when he dropped the tablets, that one just shattered completely, so he was only able to save the 10? Where are these other commandments at? Where is it that God says you should kill your own children? Thou shalt have abortions forcefully paid by other people because thou's lives are better than an unborn. Where is it? I'm asking you, where is it in the Bible? In the Bible. Everybody has a Bible. You have a Bible? I don't care what kind of Bible it is. Where is it in the Bible? Not the Satanic Bible. No, no, no. The Holy Bible. Don't you pull out that Satanist Bible. That's cheating. Pull out your Holy Bible. Where is it? Open it up. Show me in the Holy Bible, either the Old Testament or the New Testament, where it says, thou shalt kill their unborn children. Because it's okay, because God said it's okay. No, God says, thou shalt not murder. Shouldn't commit murder. Murder. What is killing an unborn child? Well, it's murder. So you know how they get out of putting it under the class of murder? They won't call it a child. It's a zombie. It's a thing. It's a cancer. It's just a bunch of cells. It's not alive. It doesn't feel anything. They're giving you all these things so you won't think it's a living being person. I can show you videos where doctors have gone in, cut the woman open the fetus, and a hand comes out and holds a finger of a doctor. But yet, as long as it's in there, it's not alive. Tell me how that happened, Democrats. How did that hand come out of that womb and hold that doctor's finger? How did another doctor fully operate on the fetus and then it was born? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. How can women have children prematurely and that baby live? This big. I've seen babies this big survive. That big. They're in an incubator with oxygen and tubes in their arms with their heart beating. Tell me that's a zombie. Please tell me that's an extremely large cancer cell. Because if it was cancer or a disease or a zombie or a thing, why would they be saving it? Please, argue with me. Please, I'm waiting. I got my phone right here. I don't hear any messages going off. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to turn my messenger, make sure my messenger's on. Let's look and see. Hello? Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing. You know why? You want to know why? Because you don't have an answer. Now, let me give you something else that's going to blow your mind. All right, we all know that there's child pornography on the computers. We know it's been there forever. Ever since the internet opened up, we know people have been putting that crap on there. We know that they attract people to look at this stuff. They start at a very young age, people. They start it with their cartoons. They'll put symbolism. They'll put little things there. They'll make hints. Then in movies, even G-rated movies, PG movies, R movies, they put hints in there. Well, it makes children interested. So they look. They'll type in different stuffs, and images will come up. And then from that, they go deeper and deeper until they get to the pornography. Okay? Once they get in there with the pornography, they want to see more. They get addicted to it. Then they go into hardcore, till they end up on the deep web watching the most horrific things that you can find. Now, you're going to say, well, that's their choice. And yes, it was. Just like it was your choice to pick up that pack of cigarettes and take your first puff. Can you put that pack of cigarettes down now? Can you? Can you honestly put that cigarette that's right there in your mouth, that you're just a puffing on, looking at this video, can you put it down and say, I'm not addicted to it? Throw it all away and never, ever take another puff. Oh, no. It's hard, isn't it? You probably already tried and gave up because you got sick. You started coughing. Maybe you had cotton mouth in your tongue, just like Coke. Coke. Who would think, makes me think, let me get my Coke real quick. Makes you think. You go buy you some soft drink. I don't drink very much of it anymore. I just need the caffeine right now. You drink a Coke every day, right? You decide, hey, I'm going to lose some weight because I can lose just 20 pounds not drinking soft drinks. You stop drinking soft drinks. You start drinking water, maybe some tea. And all of a sudden, your tongue gets this, you're like, what the shit? You start getting these really bad migraines. You know what that is? Withdrawal. Okay? That's the same withdrawal you get from stopping cigarettes. The same withdrawal you get when you quit using drugs. The drugs and the alcohol are much harder when you go through withdrawals. Heroin, let's use Nicky Sticks for example. He wrote the book, The Heroin Diaries. He killed himself. Killed himself and he came back. But it wasn't once that he had to kill himself. It was about twice, I believe. Okay? He threw up. He got sick. What do? Shoot himself back up. Because they can't. It's painful. It hurts. It makes you sick. So in order to make that go away, you have to shoot the drug back in you. So it's not a coincidence that a lot of people overdose. It's not a coincidence that people don't stop. Okay? It's hard. So what is pornography? It's addictive. Some people are able to look at it and say, ugh, turn it off and never turn it back on. Some people take a puff of a cigarette and get, ugh, that's disgusting. Never smoke again. Some people will try drugs one time, doesn't matter what it is, and say, I couldn't handle my bodily functions. I'm not into that. And never do it again. But yet you have some people, because there's a chemical in your brain that triggers it. And you're like, ooh, I like that feeling. You do it again and again until you just can't stop doing it. Pornography is the same way. Yes. They don't want to tell you it's addicting. It is. I know it is. I know someone who's addicted to it. Okay? So, we're going to leave that at that. So, what they do is at very young ages, they put things out there so children will start to dig. All right? They do it. They're attracting children just like they did with cigarettes. Remember the candy cigarettes? What do you think that was made for? So the kids would think they look cool with something sticking out their mouth. So when they got older, they would buy a pack of cigarettes. All right? Because they think it's cool. Why did you start smoking? You thought it was cool, didn't you? Thought it was an adult thing to do. All adults smoke. All adults should smoke. If you were supposed to smoke, when you came out of your mother's womb, you'd had a cigarette in your mouth. All right? Okay? You'd had a bottle of beer come out of your womb with you if you were supposed to be an alcoholic. All right? So don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit, because I will argue with you. And yeah, I'm talking to Republicans too, because there's plenty of you. No, if you were supposed to, you would be born able to. You had to learn how to be an alcoholic, because you had to learn to go buy the stuff. You had to learn how to sneak it out of your mother's cabinet. You had to learn how to drink. You had to go through the getting drunk and throwing up and passing out. You had to learn how to survive all that stuff till you get to the point where you just don't do it anymore. But you like the feeling. Now ask yourself, what are you hiding from? Why are you doing it? Why did you start? Well, I can tell you why I started drinking. Because I didn't like my stepmother. Isn't that sad? We didn't get along. We fought like cats and dogs. And nobody would listen to me. Nobody would listen to me. I hated it at home. All right? I was mentally abused all the time. I was told I was ugly. I was told I was stupid. I was told I would never amount to anything. Nobody would ever like me. No one would ever marry me because I was stupid and ugly. You don't tell a child that. You don't tell a child that they are worth nothing. You inspire children to become something. You love them. You surround them by love. But see, I'm a strong-willed woman. Okay? And I learned to take that shit and throw it in their face. You're too stupid. What did I do? I went to a junior college and studied law. Stupid people don't study law. Okay? Guess what? I'm studying the Constitution now. Do stupid people do things like that? No. You want me to get my certificates? I've got several. Okay? You stupid people do that. You know why? Because I'm like, no, I will show you. You can't do that. How many times I was told that? You can't do it. Watch this. And I didn't have to say, I'll put down my beer. Watch this. I can't do this. Watch me. Okay? My dad was sick, dying, and he told my brother that he didn't think I could handle him. Guess what? I did. Jackie can't emotionally handle this stuff. Guess what? Jackie did. Jackie bathed her father. Jackie fed her father. Jackie's father was in the hospital and he had an accident. And he didn't want the nurse to clean him up. Jackie wiped her dad's ass. You know why? Because Jackie needed to. Could Jackie handle it? Yes. Because Jackie can handle anything you throw at me. All right? I'm a survivor. I don't believe in that crap. You can't tell me I'm ugly. You can't tell me I'm fat. You can't tell me I'm stupid. You can't tell me I'm worth nothing. You can't. Because I have proven you all wrong. Okay? That's how I grew up. That's how I grew up. Okay? Can you share your story? Did your parents did that to you? Did you have a stepmother who did that to you? Did you have a stepfather? Did you have a real father? Okay? No, I wasn't sexually abused. I wasn't physically abused. I was emotionally abused. Constantly. Constantly. I was told in a family meeting that I was Satan. That I was Satan. That I had a mental problem. So they took me to therapy. You know what the therapist told me? I got to get you away from that family. I've got to get you out of that house. That's what the therapist said to me. I didn't believe your stories, Jackie, but you were telling the truth. We've got to get you away from those people. That's what my therapist told me. All right? So, you want to argue with me? You want to tell me I don't know something? I know it. I know more than you think I do. Okay? I do. You want to argue? Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Because I can argue with you all day long on it. I'm an expert. I lived through it. I survived it. Do I go around emotionally hurting other people? No. No. But I understand. I understand what they're going through. So even though I hasn't been sexually abused, I understand what they're going through. I feel their pain. And I also feel their pain being an empath, which makes it even worse. Okay? I see an abused child on TV or in a picture. Do you not think I felt what they were feeling at that moment? Do you not think I have nightmares about that? Why do you think I'm so, let's say, so strong about this, fighting for these children? Why? Because I was there myself. Does it make sense now to you? No one fought for Jackie. Do you think someone came to the house to say, don't say that about Jackie. She's really smart. She knows things that I didn't think she knew. She's always raising her hand and answering these questions, and guess what? She's always right. Nobody. I tell somebody, oh, this, and this happened. Oh, no, your family, they're nice. They're really nice people. They wouldn't do that. Really? Really? Do you not think that my stepmother would go ballistic over the most stupid things ever? Ever! Who got punished 99% of the time for things she didn't even do? Me. She punished me for everything. Or she looked at me and blamed it on me, that I had to be behind it. I was the mastermind. Half the time I wasn't even home. My brother opened the front door and broke the Christmas lights around the front door. I was staying over at Paula Fleming's house that night. I wasn't even home. I came home from Paula's, which was only a couple of streets down the road. It only took me 10 minutes to walk. I came home. I got screamed at. I was hollered at. And I was punished to my room for breaking Christmas lights that I didn't even break because I wasn't even in the house. Okay? So, argue with me. Let's go. Let's argue. Okay? Do you understand where I'm getting at now? Okay? I know what these kids are going through. I feel it. I understand it. So, do you understand my compassion now? Do you understand my drive to help people wake up? Do you? Do you? Because I've got lots of stories. Lots of stories. Now, I jumped from one fire into the pan, okay? I married an abusive husband, all right? Tried to kill me with a shotgun. I understand what abused women go through. And you know what I used to say when I was younger? How could a woman stay with a man that beats them up? God said, let me show you. Be careful what you ask for, because you'll get it, okay? I survived that. Now I understand why women stay with these men. You want to know? We'll talk about it. We'll make a whole video about it. I'll educate you. I'll tell you exactly why these women stay with these men. Because I know. All right? I survived it. All right? I survived him shooting at me while I'm running through the kitchen. I survived it. He didn't hit a bullet. You know why? Because God was with me. All right? My son took the clip out of the rifle, and ran down the street to get help. My son did it. What grade my son was in? First grade. First grade. Okay? So, do you understand now why I talk about the things I do? Why I fight as hard as I do? Okay? All right. That's all you need to know about me. Okay? I'm not going to tell you everything about me. I only tell people what I want them to know. But I want you to understand where I'm coming from. Okay? You already know I'm a psychic. You already know that about 90% of the stuff I tell you comes true. And some of the stuff that I have predicted that hasn't come true yet. Okay? All right. I do this constantly. So, when I say pornography is addictive, I mean it. I mean it. It triggers something in certain people's brains, and they get excited and they like the way it feels. And they have to look at it. And then if they don't look at it every day, they feel like they're missing something. It's kind of like you get up and you brush your teeth every day, and you can tell when you forget to brush your teeth because you're like, I think I forgot to brush my teeth. So you just do it. You don't even think about it. You don't even go, oh man, I got to go brush my teeth. You just get up and you do it because it's part of your routine. That's kind of how pornography gets, okay? Now, acting upon what you're looking at is different, all right? Because we all know that you should not have sex with minors. We all know that. We know it's against the law. We know that it's not right. We know that bodies do not develop until you're older. We understand that women are not able to carry children because they're not fully developed yet. But But there's some people that just think it's okay to have sex with a 1-year-old. Why? Why? There's nothing sexually attractive about looking at a 1-year-old, male or female. It's just a little body, a little innocent soul with a cute little smile and a giggle. Okay? That's mostly because these people were abused as children themselves. The only way to stop this continuous chain reaction, is to arrest these people. They are putting this out there. They're already putting it in movies. They're showing young children having sex. So if you see a movie with 2 small children having sex, well, then you think it's okay to have sex with them too. And you think that any person can have sex with them. You know, Kinsley, the one who supposedly started all the sex education, he told fathers, that they should have sex with their children, their little girls, because they like it. Kinsley. I've got stuff downloaded right here on my phone. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Okay? This is the person that you learn sex education from, because he's supposed to be the expert when he was a pedophile and a Satanist himself. But they don't tell you that, do they? Did you learn about that when you took sex education, that you're learning sex education from a person that was a pedophile and a Satanist? No, you're not. Look it up. Go look it up. Stop accepting what you're being told, because it's all a lie. Everything's a lie. It's all a lie. Okay? Now, Donald Trump said that his main priority, he had several, but one of his main priorities was to stop human trafficking. Now, I have people that will argue constantly, oh, my ancestors were slaves. And they want you to pay money because their great-great-great-grandmother or grandfather was a slave. Okay? Let's talk about slaves. Well, when the Roman Empire conquered continents, which we know Alexander the Great did, he conquered a bunch of continents, all right? When they would go in, what do you think happened to the people? They became slaves. Many slaves. Okay? The Egyptians, the pyramids, who made those? Slaves. Okay? Genghis Khan had slaves. Now, this is all before cotton picking. Okay? All before cotton picking. There were slaves. So don't tell me your ancestors were slaves, because all of us have ancestry from somewhere, and I guarantee you we all have slavery somewhere in our past, in our DNA. Somebody in our DNA from way back when was a slave, lived under slavery. Okay? Shut up. I am not paying you nothing. Are you going to pay me for the family members I lost in the Trail of Tears? Are you? My ancestors were forced to leave their tribe, walk that trail all the way to Oklahoma. They didn't want to go. They didn't want to leave their home. And a lot of them died on that trail. Where's my money? Where's my sympathy? Where's my check every month? Oh, you can say, well, you can register. Well, I cannot register because my mother would not register. My sister is working on it. Okay? And once she gets registered, I can register. Then my children can register and my grandson can register. All right? So don't tell me about slavery. Don't tell me about pain and suffering, because everybody here has somebody in their past, a great uncle, aunt, grandfather, grandmother, great cousin, whatever, that was a slave somewhere in history. Everybody does. The African people were treated bad because, get this now, because of religion. They had knowledge that people did not want them to put out there. So they punished the African nation, the whole nation. They punished them. Do you know that nation was rich and smart and had lots of resources? And they stripped them dry. Why? Over knowledge, over religion, because they had the truth. Okay? Look it up. Does this spark something in your brain? This is why those people were treated badly in the past and why their country is still being treated badly today. They took away their knowledge. They took away their history. Just like they tried to take away all of the Native American history, tried to make them forget, but they didn't. They were strong-willed, and they held on, and they passed their knowledge down. And yeah, we suffer. Native American people suffer. No, I'm not full-blooded. I don't live on a reservation. But I know they suffer. They still suffer. They shouldn't suffer. Okay? They stripped the African people of their knowledge, their heritage. They stripped them. I didn't do that. You didn't do that. The evil people of the cabal did it. The Satanists. The sick individuals who are getting our children into sex acts at young ages for lots and lots of different reasons. Okay? The same people that are telling you it is normal to go get a sex change. So you look like Baphomet. Look at a picture of Baphomet. You know what Baphomet is? Have you ever seen a picture of Baphomet? Let me show you Baphomet really quick. Let's just wake this phone up and let's pull up a picture of Baphomet, shall we? I'm going to shrink that down. We're going to go over here. We're going to open that up. Picture of Baphomet. Now, if it will just open up for me. Alrighty. Why does it want to take so long? It's because I'm trying to show you a picture, and this is just how evil works. This is the most horrendous looking thing. Horrendous. Horrendous. And people worship it. They do human sacrifices to it. They talk to it. They put statues everywhere, telling people this is who you should be worshiping. It is a male and a female. And why won't it show me a picture? It should show me all the article. I want a picture. It's just not downloading a picture. Downloading all these commercials. I don't want a commercial. I want a picture. There's a picture. There's a picture. Alright, you know what? I ain't playing with that game. Let's go to a different one. Let's try this one. There we go. Put it over here, slide it back. That, my friends, is Baphomet. Okay? You see how he holds the two fingers up on one side and he has the two children on the side. All right? That is Baphomet. And people worship that ugly thing. Worship it. Worship it. It's disgusting. It's just disgusting. Disgusting. Okay? Baphomet is both male and female. That is your transgender. So when they tell people, oh, it's okay to go get that sex change, it's because they're wanting you to be a Baphomet. They want you to be in Baphomet's image. And you're going to say, well, wait a second. I actually think I am, Jackie. I'm not mad at you. You didn't do this to yourself. They put shit in our water. They put shit in our food. They put shit in the air we breathe. And over time, it does mess up some of the stuff inside of our bodies. So some people get born with these things. and they're confused and they think they're in the wrong body. It's not your fault. I'm not mad at you. I'm not upset with you. I'm not going to call you a sinner because it's not your fault. It's the cabal's fault. They want people to walk around in Baphomet's image. They want us all to worship Satan. Okay? Why do you think they took God out of schools? Why do you think they won't let you do the Our Father in school? Well, one, it probably hurts them to say it. Two, they don't want you to believe in God. But anything that has to do with something evil, they want you to do it. They allow you to do it. Okay? Do you understand where I'm getting at now? And who's always pushing these agendas? The Democrat Party. Okay? Now, I'm not saying the Republican Party is the wonderful party that everybody that's there, because the two Bushes were terrible. They were awful. Okay? We can go on to pedophile about those two. Oh, and believe me, both the Bushes were the ones that took down the Twin Towers. All right? That's for another day. But that was them. Okay? That wasn't the Muslims. Although the Muslims, with their religion, do want to kill all the infidels. And if you don't believe in Muhammad and follow his teachings, and I don't even want to get into it, but they will kill you. Okay? That's why they want the Muslims here. Because they figure the Muslims will fight to make you believe into what they believe in. Then they will come in and they'll kill everybody. And then we'll all be worshiping Satan. That's their dream. For all of us to be Satanists. Walk around with pentagrams on us. With sex changes. Being a girl one day, being a boy the next day. That's their goal. Because we're the food eaters. We're the resources. When I say resources, it's because when you go to work and you take a paycheck and you make money, they take it. They take your money because you're a resource. That's why there's a human resource. Because you're a resource. You work for them. You say, oh, no, I work for myself. What are you talking about? I just go home. I don't vote. It's because you're stupid. You're stupid. You're not doing your research. Do you know your paycheck, when they took those taxes out, it went to the Queen of England, then the Vatican. All right? Why do you think those people were so rich? Why do you think they stayed so rich? Where did your money really go? It didn't go to where you thought it went to. Have you ever asked? Okay, do you see those checks that Obama and all those people been writing out to all these foreign countries? We're going to give the country of blah, blah, blah $500 billion so they can clean their water. Well, did blah, blah, blah ever get clean water? Did you go check to see if that $500 million went to that cause? It didn't. Maybe 1,000 went to that cause. But it wasn't quite enough to do the job. But the rest of the money went to their politicians. And then they turned around and they gave the money back to our politicians. And this is how people like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumacher and all of these people get rich. It's not because they've been in Congress forever and they saved their money like good people and invested it. It's because they're getting paybacks. Paybacks. Why do they stay in Congress forever? You're not supposed to. That's not the way it was set up. You're supposed to go in, do your civil duty, and then go back to your life. So the next person can do their civil duty. Did you know that? Did you know that? That it was not meant to be a career? The only reason why presidents do 2 terms is because George Washington did 2 terms. So they put it down. All right? But they never did put it down for Congress or the Senate. This is why people stay in Congress forever. Forever. Because there's nothing telling them they can't. And they're so damn crooked. Because there's so many people throwing money at them and blackmailing them. And when I say blackmailing them, like getting them drunk or putting them on drugs and then having sex with children. And they film it. What do you think Jeffrey Espy was doing? They were filming these people having sex with children. If you don't do what I want you to do, I'll release this video. And everybody will know exactly what you did. So of course these people in the government do exactly what they're told to do. Because they didn't want these videos getting out. But the sad thing was, some of them liked it. So they continued to do it. Why do you think they hated Trump so much? Have you ever asked yourself, why do they hate Trump so much? What did he do? They never said anything bad about him before he was president. Everybody loved him. Everybody wanted to go to any property he owned. People lined up to go to Mar-a-Lago or his casinos, the Taj Mahal. That was the end places to go. Trump was in movies. He had his own TV show. People wanted to be on his TV show. What happened after he became a president? Why did they hate him? Let me tell you why. Trump didn't do all those things. They could not control him. They had no blackmail on him. They couldn't get him to have sex with children. They couldn't get him to do these things. So they couldn't control him. And they knew, because he was an uncontrolled person, that he was going to expose their secrets. And they didn't want you to know their dirty little secrets, did they? They didn't want you to know what goes on the casting chairs when you go to a movie. They didn't want you to know what really happens when you're a Disney star, did they? They didn't want you to know what's on the dark web, did they? They didn't want you to know what really goes on across the border, did they? Ooh. They didn't want you to know what goes on underneath the Vatican, did they? No, they didn't. But Trump made sure you knew. How come now, under the last 4 years, you're able to learn about all this stuff? Why couldn't you learn it under the Bush administration? Why didn't you learn it under the Reagan administration? Why didn't you learn it under the Eisenhower administration? Okay? They didn't want you to. They didn't want you to. Do you know why Kennedy was killed? Because, one, he wanted to get rid of the CIA, and two, he was bringing back the gold standard. Why do they not want the gold standard back, people? Why? Because it puts money actually back in your pocket. It makes you have real money, and they can't control the inflation of it because they can't tell you one day it's worth this amount or the next day it's worth this amount. Okay? They can't do it when it's backed by gold and silver. They can only do it when the Federal Reserve controls it, and then they tell you what it's worth. And then they jack up the interest rate, make the loans, the interest rate on those loans unbearable, like student loans. It's like crazy. It was set up so you could never pay off your student loan. So you were always in debt. So you were always paying them money. Why do you think people that go to college to take law or medical, they're in debt their whole lives? It was set up to be that way. It wasn't set up so you could pay it off in 2 or 3 years like they tell you can. Oh, no. It wasn't set up like that. It's set off to keep you in debt. Why do they want you in debt? Because you're a resource. As long as you're in debt, you're paying money. You're paying interest. Okay? And when you're paying that, they're getting rich off of you. Y'all don't want to hear that. You want to ignore me. I don't want to hear it. No, you need to hear it. You need to understand it. Okay? You need to understand it. I'm going to play you a little bit of something that somebody shared with me. And I'm having the hardest time trying to find it on something else so I can post it widely. That's not what I wanted. Give me a second. This one's going to blow your mind. Really going to blow your mind. Oh, my goodness gracious alive. I hate everything acting so slow, because when it acts slow, it irritates me. That's just the way it's supposed to be. Everything irritates you. Now, if I can get there, I want to say this is it. Let's see.
What is up, everybody? I'm Yellowstone Wolf, a.k.a. Captain America. I did that to get your guys' attention, and I certainly hope that it did. It looks like it did. I mean, I am definitely Captain America, and I haven't been given that title lightly, trust me on that. But part of the reason why I came forward in this way and, cause a little quote-unquote disruption in the Q community here is to get your guys' attention. Because whether or not you know it, whether or not you believe it, I am from the highest levels. I am talking to you on behalf of the highest levels of the government and the military. Okay? I in particular am working with the Navy. I've been a part of the Navy's Super Soldier program for quite some time. And I have been communicating with them regarding this quote-unquote plan that has actually been in place for quite some time before the Q movement ever took place. Okay? And what I'm doing in this video is I'm bringing you the quote-unquote plan that we have been asking you guys to trust for so long, and where you fit in it, why you fit in it where you do, and hopefully this is a good enough relay of information to where we can really move forward as a civilization. Okay, I'm talking like next level stuff, like free energy. I'm talking about anti-gravity craft. I'm talking about medical cures. These 5,000 disruptive patents, okay, that need to be released to the public. And the only way that that's going to happen is if we demand it. Okay, so if you're not going to watch any more of this video, if you're just going to shut me down in the first few minutes, this is the plan. I'm going to get into far more detail in the video if you want to stick around. But here's the plan, you guys. While you're talking with your friends and family at Easter, okay, what you need to be talking to them about are the 3 patents that the Navy just released to the public. One for an anti-gravity craft called TR-3B, okay, a TR-3B anti-gravity craft. It's a triangle, okay, that we've had for quite some time. That's patent number 1. Patent number 2 is what is known as a zero-point free energy device. Okay, we're talking about like a generator about this big that produces more energy in a single day than the largest nuclear power plant does in this whole country in a single year. Okay, so more energy in one day than the nuclear power plant does in a year. That's the level of technology we are talking about that was released to the public by the Navy. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm coming from the Navy. I'm telling you that the Navy is releasing these patents. The final patent that they released is something known as a room temperature superconductor that allows this free energy device to operate without quote-unquote overheating at any point. Okay, and if you combine these 3 things, the room temperature superconductor, the free energy device, and the TR-3B anti-gravity craft together, then you get the Space Force. This is where we get the Space Force. So while you're at Easter, talk about the Space Force. Talk about getting this technology to the public. Talk about the fact that this is what we're doing, that this is a real thing, that this is the future. Because everybody likes hearing about the future. Everybody likes the idea of going out into space. Okay, nobody's going to want to hear about these dumbs being destroyed with earthquake machines, or children being rescued, or Satanists drinking adrenochrome. They don't want to hear that. No, I mean, we didn't want to hear it. And think about like trying to tell other people that are like really asleep. Okay, they don't want to hear that stuff. What they do want to hear, though, is about the future. They want to hear about us going out into space. They want to hear about free energy, so not ever having to pay for gas, not ever having to pay for electricity ever again. Okay, not ever having to pay to, say, like, pay a toll at a bridge or on a road. Okay, that essentially we're talking about flying craft all over the globe, going from London to LA in the snap of a finger, from Hong Kong to Paris in the snap of a finger. Okay, that's what we're talking about here, you guys. We're talking about the future of humanity. So this is what the plan is. Okay, we're going to get in a little more into depth as to why this is the plan, why we're choosing to do this now, what exactly it is that the bigger picture looks like from our perspective, and how each individual American, yourself, myself, and everybody in the world actually fits into this on like a global scale, and they're either playing for one side or the other, whether or not they know it. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. That's what we're going to get into detail about. So let's get started, okay?
Okay, that's only part of the video. Do you understand the technology that's out there that's been hidden from you? Like he said, it's been out there for a very long time, but they hid it from you. Why? Because it benefits you. It makes your life easier. They don't want you to be healed. They don't want you to have money. They don't want you to be happy, all right? They want you to suffer, be poor, be hungry, and be miserable. And they do everything they can to keep you that way. Why do you think they wanted Trump out of office? Why do you think they pulled the stunt that they did during the election? Because they didn't want people to be happy. They're telling you, Trump makes everybody mean. He's racist. He's a bad man. He's hurting this country. What did he do that hurt the country? And everybody says the same thing. Oh, he talks down to women. I'm a woman. He didn't talk down to me. He didn't offend me. Okay? Nothing came out of his mouth that I hadn't heard before. from anyone. But he got the job done, and that's why I voted for him. So throw me something else. What did Trump do to hurt this country? Well, we didn't have any wars for 4 years. People had more money on their paycheck. A lot of people went back to work that hadn't been in work in years, okay? What's so wrong with that? They didn't want you to be happy. They lied to you, all right? Have you looked up MK Ultra yet? You need to. You need to, okay? You need to understand. You see these people, let's use Britney Spears, all right? Britney Spears snapped. She was waking up. She was like she had enough. She went like berserko, right? She shaved all her hair off her head. She wanted to be left alone. She was trying to get away from it. What did they do? They grabbed her and they programmed her again. And then what happened? Britney's back on stage, fake singing, just mouthing while they're playing an album behind her. All right? She went right back to being Britney Spears because they control her. Where did Britney start off? Let's see. Disney. Ooh, the sacred Disney that so many people just save all their money to go to. Do you know what happens at Disney? They traffic children. There are certain colors that they take these children, they take them to Disney World, and they put them in a certain color, and they sit them down somewhere, and this person that has purchased a child goes to Disney and looks for this child in this area with the certain color on, takes the child's hand, and leaves. Who's all involved in this? Well, the people that have the mask on their heads, people that work there, even executives. Okay? What happened to the children that work at Disney? All of them. Something has gone wrong with them. Britney Spears, something went wrong with Britney Spears, something went wrong with Christine Aguilera. Look at Lindsay Lohan. Jesus, look at Lindsay Lohan. All right? She's got pictures of her like she's murdered somebody with blood all over her. She's really, there's no helping Lindsay Lohan. You know Lindsay Lohan tries to, I bet you she has kidnapped children, but there's a video, I've posted it several times, of her trying to kidnap some children. All right? What she was going to do with those children was probably terrible. All right? She was from Disney. They rape these children, people. Disney rapes these children. Miley Cyrus, what do you think's wrong with Miley Cyrus? Look at her. Little innocent Hannah Montana. Now look at her, dancing half naked, saying she likes whatever likes her. They got something wrong with them. All right, they've been abused and they've been programmed. We can go on and on about who's been abused and programmed. It goes beyond Disney, but Disney's a big one of them. But people pay money, pull out loans, go to Disney World. I've got friends that post pictures all the time. Oh, Disney, that's so fun. But you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't want to know. You don't want to know, do you? You will know. It's all coming out. I've been posting stuff about Disney. It's coming out. Disney's very, very evil. And it will probably be eliminated. It'll probably be flattened after everything comes out. Okay? Because all those people are probably going to go to prison or be executed. Okay? And they're going to flatten both of their theme parks here in the United States. And they probably will not build anything on the land that it's on. They'll probably go ahead and plant some trees. Okay? And try to heal that land. That is what I see. I see it flattened. I see all of the rides gone. I see the tunnels filled in with dirt. And I see trees. And no, it's not going to take overnight. This is going to take over years. Probably within the next 20 years, where Disney's are, both of those will be forced. Watch. That's my prediction of the future for Disney. It'll be gone. Now, I don't know what happens about the movies. I don't know who all in those. I don't know anything about some of these people. We know James Gunn is a pedophile. Oh, he's already put stuff all over Twitter and was fired from Disney. But they let him come back because that's their thing, pedophilia. Okay? Do you think it's just strange that people hide penises in the Little Mermaid castle, and put sex on the Dalmatians, and then put sex in the smoke and the Lion King. Do you think all of that is just a weird coincidence? Nobody would ever notice it. It's subliminal. Children's minds pick that up. Like I said, that's to put them into looking for it online, the pornography. Because they know some people, it triggers something in them and they keep digging. And then they keep looking. And then some people act on it. All right? This is not a coincidence, people. This is some terrible shit. But you don't want to listen. You don't want to hear it. You need to. This has all been, it's taken years to get there. But they've got it down packed, and you don't want to see it because you're asleep, because you're a sheep. Hopefully you'll share this video, because my goal today was to wake one person up. One person. And I asked everyone else to wake up one person. And hopefully I have waken up one person. Oh, I know I will, because they'll follow me. And they'll tell me thank you. Every day I get a new follower that says thank you. Because I've woken someone up. So hopefully I wake up one more person today. We're going to start this one at a time. People are going to have to learn. It doesn't matter where you start your research. It all ends up in the end the same place. The devil. All right? I've asked some people to start. I've even private messaged them and told them where God told me for them to start their research. Now, whether or not these people have done it, I don't know. They need to. They need to do the research, because it leads, all roads lead back to the devil. Everything. It doesn't matter if you look up the Clintons, start there. It's going to lead you back to the devil. It doesn't matter if you start at Kennedy assassination. You go, it'll lead you back to the devil. It doesn't matter if you start with Disney, the history of Disney, it'll lead you back to the devil. All of it. You start with Maxine, the one that's arrested right now for the human trafficking with Jeffrey, leads back to the devil. It doesn't matter if you start with NXIVM, goes child trafficking, leads you back to the devil. Should I go on? You want to start at the Titanic? Yeah, start there. You can go that far. Guess what? It's going to lead you back to the devil, because it leads you to the Federal Reserve. Okay? Has anybody ever looked at Isaac Cappy's videos? Huh? Tom Hanks. Leads you back to the devil. Everything leads you back to the devil. All of it. All the research leads you back to the devil. All of it. Doesn't matter where you start. You still end up at the devil. Okay? Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I want you to. I want someone to say, well, I started looking at Jeffrey Espy's Island, and I studied all of the colors and the different symbols on there, and then I followed the FBI when they found the children's bones in the water, and didn't bring me to the devil. Go ahead, try me, because it is. Okay? All those famous people that went there, what were they doing? What were they doing? What was going on underground? Have you seen the pictures? The black and white pictures? Have you seen them? What are they doing? You realize they're sitting on buckets, but not the buckets upside down. They're sitting on open buckets. Why? Why were they sitting with no pants on, with open buckets, with their butt over the open bucket? Why? Ask yourself, why? Let's talk about something else, since I've just got on the subject of a butt. Do you know now, to be tested for COVID, they're going to stick a swab in your ass? Why? This is where your mucus is. This is where they normally test for different things. Swabs down your throat, get a culture off the back of your throat. What is produced in your butt? Well, when you go to the bathroom, sometimes there might be some still in there. That's why you wipe your butt when you're done. But why do they have to swab your butt? To find out if you have COVID. Are you thinking? Let me tell you what I think. The lining inside of there is very thin, because all the minerals that your body takes in when you eat gets absorbed through your intestines, so the skin is thin. Now, we already heard that they have put the virus on the top of the Q-tip So when they shoved it up your nose and took it in there and twisted it, they were leaving the virus inside of you. This is why some people got the COVID. And if you ask some of these people that got COVID, did they get tested? And some of them are going to say yes. Some people you're going to find out that got COVID got their yearly flu shot. Okay? Those people got COVID. Did these people die? No, but they got sick. All right? So ask yourself, did you get COVID? Did you, 1, get a test and get COVID after? 2, did you get vaccine shot every year, the flu shot, thinking you were protecting yourself? Did you get COVID? Did you get a flu shot? Is it a coincidence? No. Because what? Let's say it. No such thing as a coincidence. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, do you get it? Are you following me? Okay? They would tell you to wear a mask. That prevents people from getting COVID. How many of you were wearing a mask? Everywhere. Religiously. And you got COVID. Raise your hand. Did you? Because I don't wear a mask. Piss on that mask. Now, I had people yell at me and tell me because I'm not wearing a mask, I'm spreading COVID. But yet they had a mask on. So if the mask was protecting them from getting COVID, then how come with me not wearing one and they had one? How? How? Has anybody been able to explain that to me? And I would tell these people, the masks don't work. Okay? So guess what? Oh, Fuji's saying now, you need to wear 2 masks. Well, you're having a hard time breathing with 1 mask, aren't you? Now he wants you to wear 2 because 2 is better than 1. It's because you're still breathing, people. You're still breathing. They don't want you to breathe. What happens when you don't get oxygen in your brain? What happens? Do you pass out? Do you get lightheaded? Do you get sick to your stomach? Do you have to go home? All right? Well, if 2's not good enough, maybe you need to wear 3. Try, just as an experiment, as a joke, funny, put about 3 masks on your face and try to take in a deep breath and do this for 10 minutes. And then tell me if you have a headache. Tell me if you can work an 8-hour shift with that crap on your face. Tell me. Just tell me. Do you get it yet? Do you understand it? You're going to get sick from breathing in your own waste. If you just breathe in what you're breathing out constantly, not getting any fresh air in there, you're going to get sick. Do you know dentists are treating people, they're calling it COVID mouth because it's rotting the gums in people's teeth. So they're having to treat that. People are getting listeria in their lungs. Okay? This is not cool shit. This is real. Ask. I've talked to people. Some guy came through one day and told me that one of his relatives got listeria because she wore her mask regularly, and the doctor told her that's how she got listeria. Okay? People are getting it. It's real. It's true. Well, this has been over an hour. I hope that I have helped you understand a little bit. I want you to look at things I post, and if there's something that you can't find, ask me, and I will try to send it to you. A lot of things, I can't get it off the private messenger and to post it regularly. I try to look for them, and sometimes I'm having a hard time. I'm finding brick walls. Do know a lot of people save these things. They save them on their devices on in files and things like that. They record them, and then they're able to share them that way. So a lot of times you can't find this stuff because the internet, believe it or not, is deleting it. Which leads me to, if I can make a video and they decide that they don't want this video to ever be seen again, it disappears and you can't find it. It's gone forever. Why can't they do that with porn? Do you know how many lives could be saved if the people that run the internet just said, oh my God, that's the most horrible thing. Delete it. Gone. No one else could ever see that video. That child would never have to experience someone watching them be raped over and over and over. They don't do it, do they? They don't do it. They say, oh no, we can't get rid of it. But yet they can get rid of your video. They can get rid of his video. They can get rid of everybody's videos. Oh, we don't like that social platform. We're just going to get rid of it. Why can't they stop the dark web? If they can get rid of Parler, why can't they get rid of some of these places where they're posting child pornography? Why can't they? They got rid of Parler. It was offensive. Child pornography is offensive to me. It destroys lives. But they can't get rid of it. Have you asked yourself, hello, Democrat, have you asked yourself, well, if they can get rid of these things, why can't they get rid of that? They selectively are able to get rid of what they want to. They don't want to get rid of child pornography. That's their cash cow. That's where they make their money. This is how they introduce more and more people to sadism. Okay? Think about it. You don't believe me? Try to get on Parler. Then try to download some child porn. Which one's easier to get on? Which one's able? Can you see? I don't recommend downloading any child porn because the FBI will catch you and you will go to jail. But yet, if you've got lots of money and you're rich and you're part of the club, you can download all the child porn you want. But that's up to you. But I'm telling you, it's a lot easier to download some child porn than it is some social media sites. Ask somebody. Just ask them, hey, you watch porn? Can you get some child porn? If he says, yeah, I can download it. Can you get on Parler? Hell no, I can't get on Parler. Yeah. Sounds crazy. That's what they tell me. You're crazy, Jackie. You're nuts. Where do you get this information from? How do you know these things? Why are you telling people these things? Nobody wants to hear this. It's depressing. Don't you think you need to know these things? Don't you think it saves lives by knowing these things? I know he said, tell people all the wonderful things that are coming. Yes, they're coming. But I want you to know what we got to go through to get there. I'm not going to stop telling people. Like I said, I was mentally abused as a child. All right? It hurt. I fought it. I survived. Some of these children don't survive. Some of these children die every day. Not in loving homes. Not with a family. Some of these children have never, ever had any love at all. Never. They're born into these situations, and from the time they come out of a womb, they're abused. Mentally, physically, emotionally. They have no conscience. So of course when they grow up, if they survive, they turn into monsters because they don't know anything else. And this is the cycle. This is what goes on. Look at some of these people's eyes. They're so bulged and they're bright. Look at OAC. Look at her eyes. Look at her. That's not normal. Nobody walks around with bug eyes. There's something wrong with you like that. There's something wrong with her. Adam Schiff. Look at his eyes. All right? Do you know Adam Schiff is a pedophile? Oh yeah, there's pictures floating around with him in like little diapers and stuff, wearing diapers. What man wears a diaper? What's that all about? Okay? Ask yourself. Just ask yourself these questions. The faster you do this, the faster our true POTUS will be back. Because he is the POTUS. He's the real POTUS. He left with the football, people. He left with the football. All right? Biden goes to walk in a door with his wife, Jill. The Marine did not salute him. Are you a Marine? You're not. Ask a Marine. As a Marine, are you supposed to salute the POTUS? Find out what he tells you. You're going to be shocked. Then ask him, why didn't that Marine salute the POTUS then? Maybe because Biden is not the POTUS. They only serve one true president. If they did not salute Biden, then maybe he's not the POTUS. Did you see the pictures of the military with their backs facing him? Let me show you. Why would the military turn their back to Biden? Why? Why? You have an answer for me? Do you have an answer for me? Because he's not the POTUS. The military serves one POTUS. So if they turn their backs to Biden, there has to be a reason. Maybe it's because he's not the POTUS. Because they have to salute the POTUS. They have to face the POTUS. It's kind of blurry, but there you go. Backs turned to Biden. There you go. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. And the truth hurts. Your brain is probably throbbing right now because I'm deprogramming someone who hasn't been deprogrammed yet. Period. You cannot deprogram someone who is awake. Period. All right? What they're saying is we need to reprogram her. We need to put her back to sleep. She needs to go back in the matrix. Period. Do you understand what I'm saying? God is the true master. I do not serve Trump. I serve God. God is our master. Everyone else works and does God's work. All right? So when someone posted on there that I serve Trump, I serve God. God himself. I hold Jesus' hand and I walk hand in hand with Christ. And I am going to serve the Lord just like Jesus did. And no, I am not Jesus. I will never be a Jesus. But I thrive to do as much as I can for my Lord. Because I know when I die, this is a shell. This is nothing. I am going back to the Lord. I am going back. I'm going home. Kill me. Suicide me. I would be upset because who's going to take care of my cats? Who's going to take care of my grandchild? I would be very sad. But all you've done is sent me home. Call me names. Bounces off me. I don't care. I've been called names my whole life. You think you're hurting my feelings by calling me crazy? Do you think that hurts my feelings? Someone on the internet, I don't know, calling me crazy? You really think you're hurting my feelings? You think you're saying something that's going to make me cry? You're not. I've already been called names. I've already been called names my whole life. I survived it. You do not hurt my feelings because I have already experienced what it's like to be called names as a child. And I survived. So you're not hurting me. You're not. You're not hurting me. I don't care. You're not hurting me. You can't hurt me. Okay? You can't. You can't hurt my feelings. I'm not a sheep. I'm not a snowflake. All right? I'm a survivor. And I know what it feels like to be hurt and abused. And I do not want any child ever to go through that. So call me crazy all you want. Unless you've walked in my shoes and went through what I've been through. Also, as a psychic, seen what I have seen and heard what I have heard. You don't know nothing. You only know what I want you to know. So, get over yourself. Get over yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Get over yourself. You can burn me at a cross and call me a witch. Joan of Arc. You know when they burnt Joan of Arc? You know what survived of Joan of Arc? You know this story? Have I ever told you? Her heart. They burnt Joan because she was a witch. Because the Catholic Church said she was a witch. And you know what she cried out for as she was burning? Jesus. And her heart would not burn. They lit the heart back up on fire. Wouldn't burn. I think they did it 3 times. Wouldn't burn. You know what they did with it? They pushed it in the water. Because they couldn't burn it. Why could they not burn her heart? Because her heart was pure. Her heart was pure. Do you understand that? If you don't, ponder on it. They could not burn Joan of Arc's heart because she was pure. Just like all of these small children that are tortured. Just like all of these animals that are tortured. They are pure. Shame on you for allowing it. Shame on you for not defending the speechless. Shame on you for not defending the innocent. Because God sees this. God knows everything. Because God is everywhere. Because God is energy. That's how he's everywhere and can manifest into anything. Because he's pure energy. And he's in you and he's in me. Because we come from it. We come from that pure energy. You don't believe me? I don't care. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I don't care. I hope someone has learned something. I hope I've picked up a follower. I hope you share this video. I don't care. I'm not asking for anything. I'm asking you to do research. Just research. That's all. Just a few times. 15 minutes a day. Just dig. Look for something. Study it. Look at it. Look at the pictures closely. You don't believe me that there's penises in the pictures of the Little Mermaid castle? Look at it. Why would you do that? Ask yourself, why would you put a penis there? Well, because if a child sees it, they want to know what it is. What does it do? Mommy, what is that? What does that do? Do you not think that child's going to get on the computer later on and type in penis? What do you think that's going to bring them? Where do you think that's going to lead to? Child pornography eventually. Yes, it will. That's why they put it there. That's why they put it there, people. And once these kids get into child pornography, the ones that have that in their head and it clicks to them and they like it and it stimulates something in their body and they get addicted to it will eventually act on it and they will abuse other children. And then the cycle continues. All right? It's a disease. It's a disease and they know it. And they're not stopping it because they don't want to. They could. They really could. They don't want to. But you don't want to hear that, do you? No. Let's just take Jackie off of YouTube. Let's take Jackie off of Parler. Let's stop Parler completely. Let's call Jackie crazy. Let's tell her she has no friends. Let's tell her she's ugly. Yeah, that'll piss her off. No, I don't care. Do you really think I care? I don't. I don't. I'm happy. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with my abilities. I do good deeds because I want to. It brings me closer to God, and that's where I want to be. Like that dog. I didn't have to stop my car, open it up, grab that dog, put that dog in my car, and bring it home for 2 days, looking for the owner, and eventually finding the owner. And I was glad to call her. And she was glad to meet me and to get her dog back. Did I have to do that? No, I didn't. I could have left that dog in the road. I could have put the dog on the side of the road and drove off. I didn't. Because I'm compassionate. Because I care. Do you? Do you care about anything besides yourself? Have you ever helped anybody? Ever been at the grocery store and a mother was struggling to get enough money up to buy some food for her child and her child was crying? Have you ever done that? You ever seen somebody at a restaurant who didn't have enough money to get enough food to feed their family? Did you ever give them a $20 bill? Have you? Do you care about anybody but yourself? Really? Do you cut in line when you go to a fast food restaurant because you're in a hurry, because you need to get your food because you're hungry, but you don't think about how long that car that you just cut in front of sat there? Did you even bother to see if there was any children in there? And maybe this mother was trying to feed her children, and this is the only thing her children want to eat, and they're screaming at her, and she's crying because her children want something, and you cut in front of her because you're more important. You're hungry. I don't care how long that woman's been there. I just cut in front of her, get my food, and I'm leaving because I don't care. Happens every day. I see it. I witness it. See it all the time. See it. Witness it. And they yell at me. Call me names. You can't tell me to get out of this line. Oh, yes, I can. I've seen a woman come through the drive-thru who was suffering from a migraine and was crying. She was in so much pain, but her children were home hungry, and this is what they wanted to eat. So she got in her car, and she drove in that condition to get something to eat for her children. All right? I see things every day. Every day, no matter where I'm at, I see things every day. And my heart hurts for these people. And I can see the pure evilness of other people because they think they're more important than anyone else. And as soon as you realize that we're all family and that you're no more important than anyone else, and you start acting that way, and you start giving instead of taking, you will be a happier person. You will be much happier. Doesn't matter how big your house is. Don't matter how many cars you have. Doesn't matter what kind of car you have. Be grateful you have something. That's all you need. Oh, but I need the best of everything because I need to look better than her. There's people in my neighborhood who think they're better than everyone else, and they brag about it. Oh, I won yard of the year because my yard is immaculate. Well, okay, because you have more time to get out there and work on your yard doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. Just means that some of us have to work harder and we have to pay someone to help us do what we can for our yard. Doesn't make our yard a piece of shit. It just shows that we work. I'm not home every day. I work. Okay? I don't care. You don't like my yard? Fine. I like my yard. I got pretty lights around it, and I have my ducks, my wild ducks, and I love them. You know what? Because nobody bothers me because people are afraid of ducks. Right? They're afraid of ducks. These ducks, God sends these ducks. I'm telling you, God has sent these ducks to me. Nobody knocks on my door. Nobody comes over. And everybody says, I'm afraid of ducks. Well, good. You know what? Because I ain't worried about someone breaking in my home. Because everybody's afraid of ducks. And you know what? There's ducks out there right now. I can show you. I can walk out there right now and show you how many ducks are sitting in my yard. Sitting by my front door. Sitting by my back door. Ducks. Because God sent them to protect me. All right? Don't believe me? I don't care. I don't care. Those ducks are my angels. Those ducks are my angels. Right? So, think about it. Think about anything I said. I got lots of videos. I've got lots of documentation. Hit me up. Find me. I'm on Facebook. I'm not on Parler. Well, I am on Parler, but Parler's not open. I'm on MeWe. I'll send you stuff. I'll show you where to go. I don't mind. That's what I'm here for. But you've got to learn, one, to like yourself. And once you like yourself, then you're able to like others. And when you start showing compassion and quit being selfish and hateful, your life will be fulfilled. You will be full of love. And good things will come to you. Everything you need, you will always have. But you have to open your heart and be pure. All right? You get it? I hope you do. I hope you do. I'm happy. I am. I'm happy. I do the best I can. And I try to help others. And I'm happy with that. So I'm going to end this video with those words. Quit being selfish. Quit being hateful. Do your research. Open your eyes. Quit being a sheep. Quit being offended by everything. And ask questions. If you do that, we will walk into the light. We will walk into Nasara. And we will have free energy, free gas. We will have clean water. We will have cures, not treatments, cures. You will go into a bed and be completely cured of cancer, be completely cured of AIDS, completely cured of diabetes or anything else that you've got going on. All right? No one has to die of man-made diseases ever again. You want that? Do you want that? Then do your research and wake up, because it's coming. It's coming fast. It really is. And you will understand everything. And some of you, I don't know. Some of you won't make it through this. You won't. But the ones that will ask questions. And our job is to be able to answer them and help them through this. The next phase, which we haven't gotten there yet, is a different phase. And that one, I will be helping people as well through the second phase. So, wake up. Do your homework. Quit being selfish. Vibrate high. Share your energy with everyone. Quit believing what they're telling you. And start saying no. All right. Talk to you later.